And welcome back, softball fans, to another episode of the Pelican Softball Report. This is our 2026 preview of each of the teams around the Pelican State, and we're delighted that you're in here with us for this episode. Joining us today, all the way from, I don't even know how to get down there. It is Jeremy Harper, head coach of the Ponchatoula Lady Wave. And, Coach, welcome.
Absolutely, Doug. Thank you so much. You just have to take I-49 down south from where you are. 49 get you here, 12 will get you here, 55 will get you here, 10 will get you here. All roads lead to Ponchatoula, especially if you're a pitcher that throws about 65.
Look, that's what I say. This has turned into a visit already on there. Coach, congratulations on a great season last year. I know it didn't end up like you wanted to, but let's look a little bit on that before we reach out into the 2026 season. You guys had a bye round going into that first set of it and then roll into a tough Chappelle team. So take me through that.
I'll tell you, being in the select side of the playoff bracket, which was it was new for us. We played well enough to get that first round bye, but anytime that Chappelle comes to town, it's always going to be a battle. Coach O'Brien and those Chipmunks, they came in and they played well. They played better than we did. That was essentially why the game ended up like it was. Um, he had a girl on his side that just absolutely, I think she went like 4 for 4 against us. Uh, she was his best player, but she also apparently had either the flu or a stomach virus, and then all of a sudden now she's going 4 for 4. But Scott and I are really great friends, and I never want to face him, but I always like hanging out with him.
Look, that's really cool, and I know, and we talked a lot after that at the LSCA All Star game. We talked through the season as well, and a tough way to lose it, but I don't think it deters the spirit of the Lady Wave at all. They're fired up and ready to get into. I know you guys do some fall stuff, but it's year round down there.
The LHSAA has allowed for lots of leniency for us to be able to see our girls more, to have them be a part of our program earlier. When you have freshmen coming into your program, you're trying to make sure that not only do they become a part of what you're doing, but they also find their fit. And so having the opportunity to have summer workouts or have them come in and do BP here or conditioning there in the fall, or have a fall league where in my case some alumni coach those girls. It makes the program continue and kind of replicate itself. It lets our culture build better and sooner. It lets us do the things we need to do to where we're not showing up on January 16th and trying to rush to put in bunt coverages or rush to do team building or rush to do all those things.
That's one of the common phrases that gets put out there is culture. And look, to everybody's testament, they feel like the culture there at their spot, whether it's a Ponchatoula or a Chappelle or anywhere along there, or up here at Tioga or Pineville or Ash or whatever it is up north. Everybody's got their own culture. How are things that different yet that special at every little community there is?
Well, the biggest part of that comes from the fact of, every little community is unique. And the X's and O's of softball really haven't changed. The girls change and the culture changes. And so, the culture that I build here, sorry, I don't build culture. My girls build the culture. My job as the coach is to foster the culture. So the culture that we as a program build here at Ponchatoula, you'll see some of those things sprinkled in Chappelle, or I'll see something that Allison does at Pineville, and I'll borrow that from her. So you see some things that are similar, but the biggest thing that I've learned in being a part of this program and having the blessing of leading this program is I don't build culture. Our goals build culture, and that's what makes it different. I can go listen to anybody at any convention talk about culture, but when I bring those things back to here, you'll hear little things that we do. You may hear me in a game. If you hear us this season, you'll hear me yell as they're coming off the field 10 and 20. You have no idea what 10 and 20 means, but my girls intimately know what I mean when I say 10 and 20. Or right here over my shoulder, there's a hula hoop. A hula hoop is a big deal to us, not because we do hula hoops, because I'm almost 50 and I'm not hula hooping, but hula hoop means something to our girls. But I heard another coach talk about that. I grabbed that, and now it's part of our culture. So, the things that stick for our girls are the things that they carry on. The things that don't stick, they don't carry on and they don't stay.
Look, I love that, and that was one of the questions to hop in to that hula hoop you talked about, and it's little things like that that trigger something. I was thinking that, I mean, for about 15, 20 minutes a day, that's what you did when you first got in your office.
Yeah, no. The hula hoop is there to remind us what we're supposed to do, because softball itself, baseball, those kind of sports, you're not constantly actively moving. You wait for a pitch, the pitch happens, it's a ball, and then you take 5 seconds of where nothing's going on. So when I first started doing this job, I thought that I needed our girls to be engaged all the time. Their brains need to be moving all the time. In reality, what they're doing is we ask them to, when the pitch happens, step into that hula hoop, block everything else out, focus on that pitch, focus on what your job is. Okay, the pitch is over, step out of that hula hoop, take a second. Sure, look at that cloud that looks like a puppy. That's fine. And then, oh, another pitch is happening. Step into the hula hoop. What bunt coverage am I in? What's the count? How many outs are they? If the ball's hit to me, what do I do? Oh, the pitch is over. Step out of the hula hoop. It's a way for our girls to be intimately engaged, and then step out and take a second. Intimately engaged, step out. So we call it hula hoop because I heard a coach one time talk about the fact you step into hula hoop, you step out the hula hoop. Our girls took to that, and so that's why there's a shiny hula hoop over my shoulder.
Look, I absolutely love that. And the one thing that I find of all of these interviews and all of these previews that we do is everybody has that little thing that is special to their team. And man, I love the hula hoop.
Well, you will, if you were to look around this office and look in our locker room, there's words and sayings that mean stuff to us. The foundations of our program is the word firm, FIRM, and each of those letters means something to us. The M of that means mudita, and it's the idea of selfless joy in the success of others. Coach Murphy at Alabama used that in his college program. A lot of us as high school coaches have kind of adopted that. Our biggest thing is we want you, if you're in the dugout, you're cheering for that girl like you would want her to cheer for you. Medina means selfless joy in the success of others. And so just little things like that. And different schools do different things. Our hashtag this year on the back of our practice shirts is earn everything. Each year our seniors pick their thing that means something to them. And these three seniors that we have coming in this year, they believe that we don't get to rely on what we did in 2024 when we played for a state championship. We don't get to rely on what we did in 25 when we won our third district championship. 2026 is a brand new team, a brand new season, and so it is their job to earn everything.
Look, and that's what we want to move into is that senior group that you have, because they were a part of the success in 24 playing for that title. They've been a part of the district championships that have been there and have a chance to go out and get another one on there and have four through their time. Tell us about those three seniors that are coming back.
Three seniors in our program this year that have been with us since the beginning. We have Carly Bourgeois, who is really one of the culture drivers of our program. She is the loudest, whether she's in the field or she's in the dugout. She knows that her role is to make sure our girls are engaged and intimately involved in the culture. And then, she does that she knows that's her role no matter where she is, on the field or off. And then you've got Raelle Wheat, who is gonna do some transitioning from the outfield to the infield this year. She has been with us. She's been playing. This is her fourth year, and she started all 4 years from a freshman playing as the DP to being left fielder to being all the things she is able to do, whatever we need her to do, wherever she is. She's going to succeed in all those spots. She signed with LSU Alexandria. Raelle is going to be a special kid for us no matter where we put her. But, she is going to be able to play infield and outfield for us. And, right now the best spot for us as a program is put her at shortstop and let her play shortstop because, Abby DeGrow, our final senior, is going to be in the circle for us. And, if Abby finds herself in the circle, then Raelle finds herself at shortstop. All three of those seniors are going to be special for us. We relied on Abby last year in the circle for the majority of our games. We're going to do that again this year. She's gonna be that attitude leader on the field. She's the one that's going to call time, bring the infield in, and tell them some things. All of that brings about what we call the Lady Wave way. And all three of those girls, whether you've got culture, whether you've got being steady like Raelle, whether you've got being that attitude leader on the field like Abby, all of them are what's going to make this Lady Wave way thing work.
Look, I love it. Let's talk about Raelle just a moment. You don't know if this is such a message to young players or parents that and soapbox be darned. Look, that my child has to play here. My child has to play there because the college coach isn't gonna see if my child doesn't do this. And Raelle's all she's done is say, "Yes, coach, I'll go and do what you need." And signed her name on the dotted line, is going to go play and get a college education and play. And all she did was do the job that you asked, and she did it very well.
Yeah, Raelle, when she first got here as a freshman, she earned a spot as the DP. And, I'll still think about she hit a home run in the Honville game as a freshman, and she did the interview in the game, and she had never really done an interview. And they asked her, well, what do you attribute this home run to? And she said, well, we had pancakes this morning. Coach Wesley, my assistant, made us pancakes. And that made us laugh, and we've never let her leave that. So she went from DP, and then she played behind Breland Singh, an all-state player, as our left fielder. And then she stepped into that role when Breland graduated and became the left fielder. And now she's stepping into the role of shortstop. And so, as a college athlete, you need to be able to show that you can play anywhere. Abby DeGrow is going to be playing at Nichols next year because she showed the coach at Nichols she could play anywhere. That's the thing is, being pigeonholed into one spot, it doesn't help you. Your answer should be, hey, where do you need me to play? Because that's what's going to happen at the next level. Whether you play college baseball, college softball, college football, where do you need me to play? I'm going to go do that. If you need me to be the best base runner, I'll go do that. You need me to be the best culture leader in the field or off? Great, I'll go do that. So many people want to say, well, I can only get to college if I play in this spot. Raelle is going to college. Abby's going to college, having never played shortstop for us. And again, I know that they get their looks in their travel ball, and I'm very, very glad that travel ball is a thing because those college coaches can see all those girls at one time. But there's just something different about putting Lady Wave across your chest and going to play for your town and your community and your high school.
Look, here comes that soapbox again, because I'm the same way. I just absolutely, I'll take the travel and the club ball for what it is, and they're putting a lot of eyes at a concentrated time. But if you remember a ring you got in Colorado or Indiana or wherever it is versus a state title and banner hangs in your high school, and when your kids go to that high school and they see mama's name on there, man, that's just something special.
Yeah, we have a spot in our gym where the banners are that the basketball team graciously created for us, and it shows outside the gym it's state championships, and inside the gym it's runner-ups. And so to walk into our gym and to see Lady Wave softball 2024 non-select Division I state runner-up, I know we didn't get a ring. I get it. I know we didn't, and I know that essentially makes us first loser. I get that too. But my girls in 2024 and the ones after that will always remember, hey, I played for a state championship, and that means something. I'm a travel ball proponent. I don't coach travel ball, but I go see my girls. I will travel all around the state in the summer to watch our girls play.
We've seen you at some. Yeah, we've run into events.
I want them to see me there. But at the end of the day, those girls know that Ponchatoula Lady Wave softball should mean something to them when they wear that off their chest.
All right, Coach, we talked about the seniors. Let's have maybe someone that's an underclassman that played last year that you're looking for to have a little bit more of an impact this season.
Well, I'll tell you, we've got a very talented junior class right behind them. We from top to bottom are probably the most solid we have been in the 7-8 years that I've been a part of this program as the head coach. We've got Peyton Lancaster started for us in right field last year. Had a walk-off home run against Mandeville in one of our district games. She's probably we're looking at her in center field more for her attitude in center field, more for her leadership in center field. I want my center fielder to essentially never stop talking. Hey, we got 2 outs. Hey, you got this. Let's do this. And that's literally what Peyton does for us. Last year we had CBS, who was probably the fastest center fielder I've ever had since I've been a part of this softball program. Moving Peyton to center gives us solid, steady, loud leadership in center field. And so we're excited about that. Last year, Demi Sanchez was a DP for us. We're going to move her to first base and say, catch the ball and hit the ball and, be a defensive wall over there for us. Our corners both have lots of playing experience. You have Demi at first base and you have Lily Verga, who's going to also spend some time in the circle for us this year. At third base, Lily played a shutdown third base last year. I want my third baseman to play up in the face of the pitcher, of the batter. And Lily, and before her, Grace Swibold, and before her, Cam Dion, they play essentially what I call a dirty third base. When they get done with the game, they should be pretty dirty because they've been in the dirt making those catches. And then at catcher, we have been a backup for a couple of years and now getting a chance to start. I'm super excited for her in Callie Delott. She is a solid catcher, man. I'm excited to watch her. I coach the catcher, so I'm a little bit biased. But to watch her do her craft behind home plate, to steal as many strikes from the umpires as we can, we're excited about all of these girls. And then we've got in a couple others that we have Marley Blackwell, who is going to find her way into right or left field because she is so fast and she's able to get to the ball a lot like Sierra did. But we're probably going to try her in the corners this year. And then I know you mentioned we've got sophomore Faye Bolam coming back, just a rock solid second baseman for us. She started as a freshman. She lettered as a freshman, and she's going to be there at second base doing it as well. Lots of really, really amazing kids here in our program. Lots of great coaches on our staff. I've still got Wesley Fletcher and Katie Fletcher with me as my infield coach, pitching coach. We added Amber Alfano, who played at Mandeville, played at Southeastern. So I'm slowly finding ways to work myself out of a job, I guess.
I don't know. You continue to make that trip in May down to Fresh, and I think there's some security in things as well. Look, a lot of teams go into this and they're looking at a district crown. They're looking at a successful season. I don't think you guys start practice without Fresh in mind.
Right. No. And if we did, I would be doing our girls a disservice. I had never. So when we made the trip in 24. Doug, I had never even visited Fresh. I had been a baseball guy for such a long time. And God blessed me with the opportunity to be a part of this program as an assistant. And I heard people talk about, you have no idea what Fresh is like. And then really, you can ask my assistants, we had no idea what it was like. And then we had 3 walk-off wins in the playoffs in 24 to make it to Fresh. 2, and then we actually had a walk-off in the semifinals to play for a state championship. Now that we have played there, you're chasing that high now every time because there's nothing like it. The noise, the experience, the community. I know that everyone has their favorite sport and favorite state championship tournaments. There's nothing like the softball state championships at Fresh Park in Sulphur.
Look, you're 100% right. That's why, in the playoffs last year when you and I started talking and we introduced our dash for Fresh, Now it starts today. We don't wait till the end of the season. It is absolutely started today. Coach, before we get out of here, I want to thank you for your time, and I want to be respectful of it too. Give me one name that nobody knows about that's going to make an impact this season.
Come on, my program or just in general?
Your program.
Someone that nobody knows about. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you one that I haven't mentioned yet because I'm gonna give you two actually because
Okay.
they are solid sophomores for us. Um, uh, Cameron Goldsberry is going to have a big bat for us this year. I really think as a sophomore. And Kylie Darby, two big bats for us. Our defense is going to be kind of senior junior heavy. But man, we are excited to have Bella McGehee, Cameron Goldsberry, and Kylie Darby there as both batters and runners for us in that DP spot, in that DH spot, in that pinch runner spot. But we haven't even had a chance to talk about our freshman class that's going to compete for starting spots too, from Ava Nobles to Addie Trahan to Tinley Ziegler to Leah Machado. All of those four girls too, Doug. They are going to compete for start. They're competing for starting spots too. I've never had a program where I feel comfortable enough to put almost any of those girls in any spot and go get it for us. So I know you said mention one, but I think I mentioned them all.
Look, I absolutely love it. And two, that gives us something to look forward to this season and compare it as we go through, because we're going to talk to you a lot more. Coach, I'm going to let you get out of here because I don't think we can convince you to pull that hula hoop out and give a couple of twirls on that. So we'll save that for another time. When you horse the trophy down at Fresh, I want to see the hula hoop. Is that a deal?
I'll bring it with me. And as always, Doug, thank you so much for your support of not just Lady Wave softball, but all of the softball programs in the state. And as you know, whenever we stop talking to each other, I've got to simply say one thing: roll Wave.
There you go, Coach. All I need now is a jersey to go up on the wall there, and we'll be good to go. We'll see you soon, Coach. Thank you for joining us, guys at home that are watching this. Don't forget, we'll have another episode tomorrow night, so make sure that you tune in. These air at 7:30 weeknights, Monday through Friday, on our 446 Sports YouTube page, but you can find it on the Pelican Softball Report Facebook page and on our 446 Sports page. Coach Jeremy Harper, Ponchatoula Lady Wave, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.